Hello, Thrifty Food Plan Channel friends. It's Jay. Welcome back. I am exhausted because a fun and different thing is happening this week. I was summoned for jury duty. So I did not make my planned meal last night. I'll be honest. I stopped at Burger King and got an Impossible Burger on the way home because I was exhausted. And I am back from jury duty. I took my lunch, I ate oats for breakfast before I went, all that kind of thing. And I'm gonna make a really, really basic meal. I'm just making some nachos, tacos, that kind of thing. I'll show you how I do it. I know everybody's got their own thing. So anyway, let's get to it. I forgot to share, if you're new here, I recently switched from grocery shopping every week to shopping every 10 days. And this is my most recent 10-day grocery haul. I will link it above and below. I also did a video a couple days ago of my first sort of meal prep and sort of batch dinner, which I also will link below and above if I can. Okay, so these are my basic fixins. Just very, very basic. So I did manage to get 1 cup of dry black beans into the slow cooker, which makes the equivalent of about 2 cans of beans, which will be plenty for 4 nights of dinner. I do need to season my beans though, so you'll see I've got some seasonings back there. And I do my taco nachos kind of fajita style. So I'm gonna chop up some peppers, slice up some onions, and then I have a little bit of corn left in my freezer. So I'm also gonna cook that corn up to go in my tacos slash nachos. Corn tortillas, and because I don't wanna turn the oven on if I don't have to, I'm just gonna bake my corn tortillas in the air fryer. So that's my plan. So I'm gonna prep and then I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, friends, this is not rocket science. Okay, I've got my peppers, 2 peppers. You could do this cheaper if you used a green pepper. Use a green pepper. I just don't love the taste of them, so I don't use them. And then a purple onion. I've got the purple onion sliced. Now for my veg, I like to use a cast iron skillet. So I've got this on medium heat. In here, I've got my beans and also on medium heat. And I'm gonna add some seasonings. If you have taco seasoning, use that. If all you have is salt and pepper, use that. But I'm gonna use a little chili powder. Probably at least 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna use some cumin, and I don't have a lot of this, so I'm just gonna use what I have left. And it actually was a little more than I anticipated, so I'm gonna probably end up using a tablespoon of chili powder. And for whatever reason, my mom always put oregano in Mexican seasoning, so I'm going to put some oregano in here. And because I do like my food a little spicier, I'm gonna put in some crushed red pepper. Maybe like half a teaspoon, not a ton, but enough to make it delicious. And then I'm gonna pour a little water in here just to sauce it up a little bit. That's just gonna give it a little bit of flavoring. Distinguish it from the pinto beans I'm eating for lunch. All right. Let those beans get saucy. All right, and then, again, I like to use cast iron skillet. Use whatever kind of pan you have. I just find this gives it like a little bit of burn, char, maybe is the right way to say that. And to be transparent, as always, you know, I don't typically cook with oil, but when I'm done using my cast iron skillet, I wash it, dry it really well, and then I do season it with a little bit of oil. So even though I don't use oil for cooking, this pan is seasoned with a little bit of oil. It just helps the pan stay pretty decent. All right, so y'all don't need to watch me kind of break apart the onions, but I'm gonna put everything in and then I'll come back and check in a second. All right, y'all, so the peppers and onions are looking really, really good, as are the beans. I've reduced the heat on the beans a little bit. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of this corn into my cast iron skillet so the corn can also get kind of charry. Probably only a quarter cup left of the corn, but that'll be okay. I can use it for salad or something like that. While this is getting saucy, I'm gonna put 3 corn tortillas I'm making chips. I've decided I want nachos. So I'm gonna put 3 corn tortillas in the air fryer on 350 for 4 minutes, maybe 5, depending. And then they'll be nice and crisp and I can break them into chips for nachos. Yummy, yummy. All right, here is the veg. It's nice and charred the way that I like it. And here are the beans. And I have got my tortillas up in there. I'll plate it up. Starving. All right, folks, I'm so hungry, I can't even tell you. So I've got 3/4 cups of beans in here, plus some of the veg. I did top it with a little sprinkle of the plant-based cheese that I bought and had in the fridge. I've also got my salsa out. I'm probably gonna cut up the vegetables a little smaller just to make it easier to eat with nachos. And again, these came right out of the air fryer and they just crack and you get little chips and you don't have to fry them or buy them. So I did want to point out that I've got plenty left over to feed me for the next couple of nights. Got plenty of tortillas left as well. This is just one of those things, like whatever you have, use it. If you have cheese, use it. Sour cream, use it. If you have salsa, use it. If you have cilantro and like cilantro, use it. But this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. A little bit of lemon water, nachos. I am delighted. Now let's talk about the pricing. All right, so let's talk about pricing. How much did all of this cost? As the college phenom would say, it cost $4.11 for me to make this meal. The 2 peppers were $1.96. All of this is in my last grocery haul. Red onion, 52 cents. 1 cup of dried black beans that I cooked in the slow cooker. But that 1 cup, pricing it out based off of the very big bag I bought at the store, 42 cents. 12 corn tortillas out of that bag of 30 that I bought, priced to 90 cents. I probably used about 2/3 a cup of that frozen corn, which comes out to 31 cents, which means it costs $4.11 total, which comes to $1.03 roughly per serving if I get 4 servings out of it. Now, I do want to point out, you can eat this as nachos like I did. You also can make tostadas, and you can make tacos. So with corn tortillas, you also can do like street tacos. You just need to remember to warm your corn tortillas up before you put stuff in them, because if you don't, they'll split and break and everything. And, I did use some pantry items. I used stuff I had on hand. I used some seasonings I had on hand. If you've got taco seasoning, certainly use that. If all you have is salt and pepper, use that. As I said earlier in the video, if you've got salsa, cheese, sour cream, if you've got cilantro, if you've got Avocado, by all means, use what you have. If you've got fresh tomato, you've got lettuce, whatever you have, use it. Just use it up. So this is the pricing for my nacho nights, which may end up being nacho, taco, and tostada nights because I am going to be eating off this for 3 or 4 nights. So $4.11 or just over $1 a serving. All right, that was a delicious dinner. I'd love to hear down in the comments below sort of the tips and hacks that you use if you do taco, nacho, tostada night. Like, what are some of the things you do to keep the price low? Um, like there are just so many different ways to do a meal like that. And I just love to hear kind of how y'all approach it. One other thing I wanted to say is that I did wear something more professional to jury duty, but when I got home, I changed because I wanted to be comfortable. But I looked much cuter when I showed up at the courthouse, or more professional. Wouldn't say cute, but I looked professional when I showed up for jury duty again today. And then finally, on the community page, and I will figure out if I can link it above or below. On the community page, I've got a post up right now, sort of asking if you all have questions for me, kind of more personal questions, like what's the deal with my fingernails? How does co-parenting work? Do I take vitamins? Anyway, if you're interested in that, please go to the community tab and let me know. Depending on interest, I may do a community questions video. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. I am going to hunker down and try to get some work done because I can't work while I'm on jury duty. And I will be back in a couple of days for my final day of the 10-day haul. All right. Thanks so much for visiting. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do all the things you can. Thank you. Have a great night if it's nighttime for you. Have a good evening, good day. Bye.